We crossed to Adegboyega Adebajo. He's the head of investment banking at Diamond Bank, to give us an update on today's trade. Boyega, it's great to speak to you. I wonder how you're coping with the strike first. Maybe we should start from there.
Well, I can tell you something. Why the streets are pretty much deserted around the main business areas. And that's essentially because people aren't in their offices. On the main, towards the capital of Lagos State, along the main highway into Lagos State, you do have where the protests are really taking place.
All right, but, well, obviously these protests are a bit of a distraction right now because some were hoping that the market might take off at the beginning of this year. Some are, of course, more conservative about that. But what's your take on the prospects for the equity market this year?
Well, I would ordinarily say I'm not so optimistic because we are starting the year on a rather turbulent note, and there's no saying what the outcome might be. Whether or not the subsidy that has been removed is reversed, there will be impact on people in terms of savings, in terms of spending, and a lot of Nigerians are going to have to prioritize. If there's not enough income to save and therefore to invest, the market will definitely feel the impact of this. Interestingly, yesterday and today there were trades on the markets, and we've had the index inch up on both days, about 0.013% yesterday and 0.064% today. Certain stocks have moved, essentially Dangote Flour, Dangote Cement, and EcoBank, but we've already also seen the likes of FBN and FCMB drop. I find it rather surprising that some of those banks stocks may be dropping because with the 31st December year end, I'll typically expect people to start taking position.
Well, I'm not too surprised. Obviously, these are very unusual times for the market. But let's talk a bit about your business, investment banking. Obviously, last year, the focus was more on, in terms of new issues, at least, with fixed income issues. Do you think there's going to be any change? We know that interest rates are still quite high right now. Do you think that we're going to see perhaps a few more equity offerings this year?
Well, there will be attempts to do some equity. I'm aware that a few corporates are contemplating rights issues, but fixed income instruments will likely be an easier sell to the market. The pension funds, of course, and this is not talking about individuals and savings capabilities here. The pension funds will continue to receive the inflows they do, and they'll be looking for much more certain instruments into which such monies can be put away.
Well, we'll have to leave it there very soon, but just one last point from your side. This strike, if it lasts 1 week, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think the government is going to have to start thinking about the seriousness of the effort and the unions behind the strike. 1 week is a long time in the polity, and it shows that the thoughts behind the strike will definitely be unyielding. We may just have a situation where the government, and now that the House of Reps has said reverse the decision, we may start to see breaks in government itself.
Well, I was just following the Twitter page of the Minister of Finance and Manager of the Economy. She doesn't seem to be backing down right now. Let's leave it there. Thank you so much, Boyega, for joining us. That was Adegboyega Adebajo. He's the head of investment banking at Diamond Bank.